In this video, I'm going to share my experience and my learnings from transplanting my lemon seedlings too soon. In a previous video, I showed how I had planted lemon seedlings to start from seeds in one container like this. And from that one container which grew 5 seedlings, I had then transplanted each seedling individually into its own pot. And I like to use clear plastic bottles, cut in half, and use them as pots because this is a nice recycling scenario. I like to use both halves of the bottle. The bottom half can stand nicely on its base, but for the top half, I need to use something like an empty yogurt jar, which is also a good plastic recycling candidate to rest the top half of the bottle. So anyway, back to the topic where I'm trying to share my learnings of how I nearly killed my lemon seedlings by not timing the transplantation properly. What I learned from advice afterwards is that we're never supposed to transplant lemon seedlings when they have only what is called the cotyledon leaves and they don't have properly developed true leaves. The cotyledon leaves, which are these two leaves closest to the base of the plant, these two leaves are provided in the initial growth phase of the plant, and I believe these leaves provide the initial support and food using photosynthesis that the plant needs, that the seedling needs. And once the first pair of true leaves grow, then the plant can grow further with the help of the true leaves, and the role of these cotyledon leaves at that point is probably not that important anymore. Anyhow, so the idea is that before transplanting, we want to make sure that the seedling about to be transplanted has at least one pair of seedling. The mistake I made with this one was that I had transplanted this one with just its cotyledon leaves fully developed and barely one of the true leaves developed. When I had transplanted this a couple of days back, this little green shoot here, which I believe will grow into a regular true leaf like that, was barely visible. And what I should have done was to allow this green shoot to develop into a true leaf, and only once the plant had at least one pair of true leaves would it be ready for transplantation. So anyway, I have made the mistake. I have transplanted it. Now I'm kind of hoping that it recovers and continues growing. I think the signs are still okay, and I'm hoping and praying that this green shoot, which has also grown a little bit over the last couple of days, will actually continue growing and turn into a true leaf. Same situation with this one. It has a pair of fully developed cotyledon leaves, but only one of the true leaves, one of at least a pair of true leaves, and barely anything showing at its base as a shoot. So I don't know if this is growing at the pace I would want it to, but I can see a small little bulge here, and I'm hoping and praying that that turns into a bud and then eventually or turns into like a green shoot, and then eventually turns into a true leaf. This one is I think in a slightly better situation. It's actually got a pair of true green leaf. These are its cotyledon leaves. Like I said, just as the other two examples, I had made the mistake of transplanting this before letting its first pair of true leaves to develop properly. But I can see that the first pair of true leaves are actually have begun to grow. So I'm really hopeful that this plant would also survive. But the lesson I learned is, why take that risk at all? When the seedling is growing nicely and the leaves are a healthy glowing green, why even transplant them before letting their true leaves start to grow? Just the process of transplantation itself causes a trauma to the seedling, as far as I can see, because sometimes when transplanting them, the roots tend to be separated from the soil around them. And so to me, it's a risk to transplant these seedlings, these delicate seedlings, before they have at least one pair of functioning true leaves. Here is an example of what I consider a properly grown lemon seedling ready for transplantation. This lemon seedling has its cut-laden leaves showing right here, closest to the base of the plant, and it has a pair of what I think are fully grown true leaves, and it's also showing some signs of green shoots here. I can see it right there, that I think will allow growth into more leaves and stems. So with that lesson learned, I have this pot here. Let's get this out of the way. It's a slightly wider base to allow for the root system to spread and grow away from the base. And I'm going to allow this seedling a little more time to better develop its first set of true leaves. These are its cut-laden leaves, and I can see that there is a pair of true leaves as well. So this one's growing well, and I'm going to let it grow, and I'm not going to try and transplant it right away. Of course, I chose a wider base just so that, like I said, the roots have a little more room to spread, because I'm going to wait a little bit longer before transplanting this one. What is the motivation of trying to transplant them as soon as possible? When we have too many seedlings crowded together, their root systems might clash with each other, and that was my motivation to try and get each of the seedling into its individual pot. But the only thing that I needed to additionally care for was to wait until the seedlings had their first pair of true leaves. Now, it's also important to continue to observe if the root system develops so much that they start to touch the wall of the pot. And if that happens, then you might have to take a call as to whether the seedling needs transplantation into a bigger pot, regardless of whether it has properly grown its first set of true leaves or not. I haven't thankfully hit that situation. I was just too anxious to transplant them when I saw them growing, and I just worried that they were crowding together, which was simply not the case. The roots hadn't grown that much, and of course the first set of true leaves hadn't grown either. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it.